fast acting, extra strength. Maxx car
2.0.
2.0. We are here. Glad you made it. I'm fucking living the dream. I'm having a blast of a good time, a jolly good time.
It is raining like the Dickens out
Yeah, it's one of those. I got the cameras. Look at this. Wow, I think we're working. I think we're working like we're supposed to.
Are the lines moving?
The lines are moving. That means we have audio today. I got. It's raining like a son of a bitch out there.
It wasn't raining as bad here as it was at my house.
All those climate change people are probably, they're probably shaking in their boots right about now. I just know it. Yeah. Now,
probably.
It's so nice having some rain. I've just been into it lately.
You know, we need rain, and it's always nice for like the first 2 days.
And then
I'm over it. It's like, I want to go outside again.
It gets kind of crazy up in your area because you live literally like in a rainforest. If it was raining up there all the time, because it's a forest. Yeah. Redwoods, the river, the creek.
Yeah, we're right on the side of a mountain there, too.
Yeah, so. Yeah, you are. You're in a ravine.
But hopefully they've...
Hopefully no crazy shit happens. It's kind of stuff you see on TV, you know?
Sliding off into the creek.
Yeah. It happens, man, every year. There's always, like when a big storm comes in, there's always a little old lady that dies because of a tree falls on top of her. But then there's always crazy shit going on around
It's like, where we grew up, remember every time we'd have like these rain, because it was the desert, right? So every time you get these rainstorms, Avenue O would like completely wash out and cars would just like go off into the wash.
Those cuckoo clocks.
Every year it happens.
Every single year. Yeah, those idiots like lemmings. They just, there's water. I wonder how deep it is.
I wonder why they never put like just some sort of barrier on the other side of that street, because it happened like the same spot every time.
Yeah. Or here's the thing: like close the road.
Yeah,
you know, that's a start. There's a safety hazard there. Now it's like the wild, wild west out there, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to Palmdale.
But I digress.
I digress, sir. I digress. Welcome to Palmdale. Well, we're not really in Palmdale. We're in Seaside, California, which is I consider an upgrade, considering that you can see the ocean like a quarter mile away, half a mile away,
that way
or something.
Very close.
Yeah, very close
to the water.
Yeah, but anyway, how's the post New Year's celebration treating you?
All right, I haven't done a whole lot. I went back to work today.
Yeah.
Went climbing yesterday in the gym.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Sorry, it was my first time using both of my feet in 6 months climbing. I'm just really weak now.
Yeah.
Because I haven't done much for that 6 months.
I've been off and on hitting the gym, and last night I was in jiu-jitsu and I felt weak.
Yeah.
I felt weak, and I was like, "Fuck, I gotta get off of this being a lazy son of a bitch kick that I'm on right now, and get back into the gym."
Well, you're riding that wave you were talking about last week.
Yeah, that's true. I'm feeling pretty good. Everybody's still on vacation though. I could tell.
Yeah.
Very slow getting back.
It hasn't got back to normal yet.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get there though.
I'm trying to get on this meal plan thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What do you got?
Talking about that.
Tell me about it.
No, I need to ask. I need to pick your brain about it. I think. Well, I went to the store yesterday.
Yeah.
I pulled out all my Tupperware first. So I've got Tupperware.
Nice Tupperware.
I got a bunch of chicken breasts, bunch of top sirloin, just lean.
Yeah,
beef.
good stuff.
I bought Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, peppers. But I don't know what kind of meals to
Do you have a
make
scale? Do you have a scale?
I don't have a scale.
You need a scale.
I have portion-sized containers, though.
You, sir. Well, that works too. I mean, that's like the next best thing.
Like the red ones is where you put your red meat, and that's your portion for the day.
Yeah, that works too, I guess. I'm sure it's probably like right around the same. It's not, true.
So when you make your chicken and rice, do you make it for that day, or do you make like for several days?
Yeah, when I am on the plan, I have a you have a rice cooker?
No, but it's one of two things on my list.
You should get a rice cooker. They're like $50.
And the other question I was going to ask is if I should get a microwave. Speaking of equipment,
a microwave.
Yeah, I haven't owned a microwave in probably 8 years.
It just depends if you like eating warm food or not.
I do. I normally heat it up just in like a stove, but I don't eat a whole lot of leftovers.
You got plastic Tupperware?
Well, yeah.
And that doesn't go well with your stove.
I'd have to take it out and put it on something.
Man, that's a good question.
To microwave or not to microwave?
To microwave or not to microwave? I would suggest trying it out without the microwave. And then if you feel the need to get a microwave because it's too inconvenient, too time consuming, then get a microwave.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go back to telling me like what you did. What was on your plate?
Yeah, so I would definitely cook up a week's worth of rice because rice is rice, right? It's not like it's gonna spoil in a week, right?
And you just keep it in the fridge?
I just keep it in the fridge, yeah, because not every single meal requires a carbohydrate, right?
Yeah.
So most of your meals are gonna be a protein and a vegetable, right? Really low on the carbs. You're gonna have a little. I'll give you the meal plan that I have, which has oatmeal and eggs in the morning, or what else does he have me do? A green drink, like one of those, like green smoothie micro powders that you can get at the grocery store. Yeah. So a superfood drink like that, and 40 grams of oatmeal, and then like 2 eggs. Okay. That's like a normal breakfast, That's not a bad breakfast, actually. I've been eating the same thing practically every day for 2 years. Yeah. And I still haven't gotten, sick of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and what's funny about this whole thing is like there's a lot of food. But you look at the calorie count and it's 1,800, 1,900 calories. And
you're talking about for the whole day.
For the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to eat like 4 or 5 meals, kind of spaced out. You just want to get those calories in, get them in as you can throughout the day.
Yeah. My problem is I don't eat mini meals.
Yeah.
And when I do, I'm really hungry and I eat like too much.
Yeah. That's a big problem a lot of people have.
So I got to start making time for breakfast,
Yeah. Breakfast is a serious one. It makes sense too. Just, a lot of people don't eat breakfast. A lot of people who are successful at weightlifting and health don't eat breakfast. I know of one person that doesn't eat breakfast, and you go, you're looking like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I think from just a kind of performance based perspective, breakfast is good. It just doesn't keep you. Last thing I don't know. I used to, when I didn't eat breakfast, I'd be starving by like 10:30.
Yeah.
And then it'd be usually a scramble to find some probably most likely unhealthy food, burrito or something, whatever I could grab.
Yeah.
And
that's the cycle that I'm in right now.
And then you get and then you overload on carbohydrates, and your body's like trying to overcorrect for all of this shit you just put into it, and it puts you in a food coma.
Yeah.
So you're like passed out for 2 hours or something. You're just like, man, this sucks. And you're probably that's where you're putting on weight too. Yeah. You're just putting on weight right there. Your body's like, okay, store fat. So the idea is to get away from the carbohydrates, get into the 1 to 2 cups of good vegetables, or a salad, and lean protein. 6 ounces of lean protein, like a chicken breast or something. That's the easiest.
So you cook your rice for the whole week.
Yeah. Oh, and then like a 1/4 cup of rice. You'll see the plan. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. Okay.
So you cook your rice for the week, and then your chicken. Obviously, you don't want a week's. You don't want to, like, I don't know. I personally don't like leftovers.
Yeah.
So if I have like chicken that I cooked 7 days ago, I'm probably not going to eat it.
Yeah.
It's really got to be like 2 or 3 days.
That's what I was thinking, trying to do just 2 or 3 day segments.
Yeah. In fact, I got stuff in the fridge that I'm supposed to cook tonight for tomorrow. Because I didn't cook it last night after jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But you just get in that habit every 2 or 3 days. It's just a routine. It's not that hard.
Okay.
And there's easy ways to cook. If you got a barbecue, it's real fast. You can cook a chicken that way.
Rice cooker? You suggest a rice cooker?
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? I haven't used my rice cooker in quite a while because I don't normally make rice.
Yeah.
Most of the time I just kind of skip the carbohydrate. I find it naturally.
Yeah.
I just I'll buy a candy bar or something. My body will be like, you got to eat something, sweets. Eat something sugary. That's not the best carbohydrate, but it's fuel, sugar fuel. So I tend to avoid the cooking of rice. I just make vegetables and chicken out of necessity. Yeah. But I don't know, kind of like a machine. I don't dabble too much in recipes.
Yeah. I'm kind of like a machine.
Yeah, I cook chicken, I cook vegetables, and I eat it, and I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't much go from recipes either, but I do like to make things, different flavors,
season them up and stuff. Yeah, I definitely do that. Definitely. I've gotten really good at cooking eggs, like over medium and stuff, because I just do it every day.
I only like my eggs scrambled. I can't eat like runny eggs or.
Yeah.
I don't like them sloppy, slimy eggs.
I think I had to get used to it. Well, no, it's a combination thing. So there's something nice about some waffles and a couple over medium eggs sitting on top.
Waffles does sound good.
Because then you break into that egg and it kind of like, it's almost like, and it mixes with the syrup.
You ever had chicken and waffles?
I haven't, but I've heard.
You haven't had chicken and
waffles? I
waffles?
have heard it's amazing.
I've had it several times. It's an odd combination, but it seems to work.
It works like probably French fries and ketchup, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
It's just a good mix.
A good mix.
Oh, crazy.
I don't know what the main course is, though.
Chicken and waffles?
Yeah, like.
Oh, which is
the main one? Because I'm one of those people that eats everything on my plate in order of importance.
Oh, okay.
So I'll start off with like the mashed potatoes, and I'll eat all the mashed potatoes before I go to the corn, eat all the corn, and then I'll start on like the piece of meat, and that to me is like the main thing.
Remember when your dad used to make us food?
Yeah.
He would have. I was thinking about this the other night. Like cream, we would eat cream corn. That was a big one. And then
I think he had like 5. He's kind of like me now. He had like 5 meals.
Like 5 things that he would do.
Rotate.
He had like a pepper steak. Did he do like a pepper steak?
Yeah, he did like a pepper steak.
Yeah.
I still make that one.
Yeah.
And then he did tacos.
Yeah, tacos.
And what else did he make? And spaghetti.
Yeah.
Really, really spicy spaghetti.
Like the spicy spaghetti. Yeah, that was fun. We ate a lot at your house. I ate a lot at your house.
Yeah, you were like, my dad called you the garbage disposal.
I was like the garbage disposal.
That shit's been in there for a week, but Gene will eat it.
I'm like the roommate that, that I practically lived at your house probably for most of the high school years.
Yeah, you did.
Because, well, you lived up the street, and plus it wasn't my house.
Yeah.
You had the house to yourself.
A lot of times I did,
Yeah. Remember that time we smoked pot, and your dad came home early?
Oh, yeah. We sprayed like
cologne and stuff around it. Like, we're just, now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, there's no way your dad didn't know. Yeah.
Hey, he didn't know.
You don't think so?
No. Well,
remember that time he did get real pissed.
Yeah, he got real mad finally when I did get busted.
When he found your bong?
Yeah.
It's the one I made, right? Or was it
I don't remember. He smashed it with a sledgehammer.
Oh my God, that sends a strong message.
Yeah.
My mom found my high school bong when I was. She wanted to keep it secret too, like between me and her.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, we're not going to tell your dad, And what was it? It was a nice one too. It was one of these like ceramic figurine type of things.
Yeah.
It was cool. And I have no idea where I got it, but she found it. And
I think I could remember it almost.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. But she pulls it out. She pulls it out of the cupboard that's above the wash machine and dryer that's in the garage.
And how old are you right now? 16?
16 or 17.
Yeah.
I had that room that my dad built in the garage for me.
Oh, I remember that room. Yeah.
And so I don't know why she went in my, whatever, it doesn't matter. But she grabbed it, and she was so funny because she wanted to like keep me out of trouble from my dad. But then she wanted to have a heart-to-heart because she's like, you're going down the wrong path. We don't want you going down this path. And so I was like, okay, Mom, I'll break the bong, and don't tell Dad.
Oh, she wanted you to break the bong.
Yeah. So I kept it, of course. I didn't break my bong.
Oh.
It was kind of silly, up until I grew out of the whole thing. But
well, I got grounded. I couldn't hang out with you after that night.
yeah, for a long time, right?
It was like a week.
I thought it was longer than that, a couple of weeks. You got. I think what it was is you were so pissed off. Yeah, that you couldn't hang out, that he gave up on the punishment,
because
right?
I just stayed in my room for and I was probably like 16,
Yeah.
And I just stayed in my room. It was like, I'm not going to go out of the house or nothing. And then my dad was like, well, you can tell that Motorola to come on over.
Come on over.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was such an awkward time, like after that.
Yeah.
Or just shortly.
For like a week.
Yeah, it was like a weird week of like awkwardness.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of in trouble, but then you're like allowed back.
But you're still the friend.
And then your dad's opinion is probably kind of slightly changed of me, and you. He's like, my kid's not like, he's not a virgin anymore.
Yeah.
He's growing up, and he's experimenting with drugs. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah,
it's so funny how parents kind of take that stuff.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. I'm not going to be a parent.
I'm not going to be a parent.
Who am I to tell anybody what they should do?
Oh man, if I were a parent, I'm not, because I'm not. But I think about like how I would parent a kid.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not even a parent, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, you're going to do this. But then the moment that starts backfiring is the moment you like put your foot down and start being a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, probably. That's probably what would happen.
I just look at my dogs.
Yeah.
Like, man, my dogs I could barely control. I love them to death. But I couldn't imagine if it was a kid.
These little guys. Yeah, I think they both have there's like a compromise, right? Well,
Yeah.
it's like, you got a dog, you got to deal with dog. But at least the dog isn't like a 6-month-old baby.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I could deal with dogs. I've had a dog since I was 4 years old at all times.
It's pretty
Except
good.
when I was in the Navy, but I still had a dog. It was just at home.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I was we've always had pets, always, even when I didn't want them. You know, like
you guys have a lot of pets.
like man, we just like live in pets. Yeah, but
4-H.
4-H in the house. Shit. Like you go back to my place and you look on the walls and you see my brother and my sisters. Like they had this whole life of 4-H I didn't even know about. I was probably hanging out with you more,
Yeah.
right? But you go home and you're like, wow, they raised pigs and sheep and they got pictures and they sold these things and they sent them off to auction and everything.
They got a blue ribbon.
Holy shit. And then you and I were playing Mortal Kombat 2 on, what was that? What were we playing it on? Some Nintendo,
Super
right?
Nintendo, probably.
Like Nintendo 64 or something. Yeah, it's crazy. But,
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Crazy days.
So are you one of those people that makes like New Year's resolutions?
Not really. I did, I did think about it. It's so funny because some of these things are kind of hard to think about a little bit. You're like, what do you want? What do you really want? And I wanted the things I'd like to change or improve upon or move towards are things like more free time, finding more fun, just things that are fun, right? I think this is one of them. This is really fun. I have a good time doing this. But just trying to like enjoy life more.
Yeah.
I think that's more, not really success driven. Like I need to make more money or that kind of thing. It's just more like, you need to kind of like pull back and enjoy your life a little bit.
That's a good thing to strive for.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of want to cruise a little. I want to stay. I feel like I'm starting to hone in on things that I've been doing for like 10 years and internet marketing and even on music lately. Like I feel like I'm starting to kind of like hone in on some things that are kind of making more sense.
Okay.
Like, which is great,
That's probably because you're focusing on stuff that you like instead of just thinking like I have to do this.
Yeah,
I gotta sit down and practice this.
That's a big thing too. When you feel like you have to do something, and that's so hard to maintain and keep up as an adult.
Yeah. Well, they say don't say you have to do anything. You're supposed to say I get.
You get to do it.
I get to do.
You get to do it, and that's a good point too. It's a good way to look at things. Another choice centerism, right?
Yeah. I've heard that one in a few places.
Have you?
So.
It's a good one though. It really changes your perspective on your situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I was thinking about it the other day. I was thinking about all my chores that I'm doing, but here I am, like fortunate enough to have a roof over my head and a nice place.
And the beach is right there.
The beach is over there. I got a dishwasher. You mean I'm pissed off because I have to load the dishwasher?
You have a success fridge.
I got a fucking success fridge.
With a lot of sugar-free Rockstar in it.
It's
I think it has like 12 sugar-free Rockstars and 2 Blue Moon beers that have been in there for probably at least the last 6 months.
Those are Eva's beers. Oh. Yeah. So true. She hijacked my success fridge with her alcohol.
It's been spoiled.
Not fair.
It's been compromised.
So, interesting conversation I had with my dad yesterday. So, he's going through bladder cancer, right? He's the Kaiser folks.
Okay. I used to be.
Kaiser,
I used
right?
to be part of Kaiser.
Fucking Kaiser, right? They're, whatever. They want him to do this tuberculosis treatment, right?
Okay.
So the idea is they inject a tuberculosis virus up the urethra into your bladder like once a week. And
I don't like the idea of that.
oh yeah, right, exactly. For like 3 years, it's like a
Oh my
3-year
God.
thing. And since it's tuberculosis, you're not allowed to use a public bathroom. And when you do when you do take a piss, you have to sanitize your toilet with like some Clorox bleach. Like you got to put some bleach in there and let it sit for I think like 6 hours or something. Wow. So the alternative is CBD.
Okay.
Well, Kaiser's not going to pay for the CBD, but it turns out the CBD, the cannabis stuff, is showing some pretty promising results with respect to bladder cancer and other cancers too, for that matter.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. So they went and talked to this lady, Dr. Goldstein. I don't know what her first name is, but she's down in Hollywood, the Hollywood area, I guess. And she's like a huge proponent, advocate for CBD and cannabis, medical grade, cannabis, and so anyway, she's got him on these CBD treatments. It's crazy the amount of CBD and THC based marijuana that he has to consume.
So CBD is non-psychoactive.
It is non-psychoactive. I don't even know what it is.
The thing is,
I really don't.
I just read that the federal government is trying to
ban that.
They're trying to list it as a Schedule 1 drug.
Oh, they're fucking assholes.
Which is like heroin.
Yeah, they're
and it doesn't even make sense because
they're bananas,
CBDs
man.
is not
yeah, they're bananas.
It's got to be business.
It's all
gotta be money.
corruption.
Yeah. That's and it's probably helped a lot. I'm sure it's helped a lot more
it's
people
insane. Like the more you go down that rabbit hole with respect to okay, so most people, the general public, we're all like, medicine, right?
Yeah.
But when you're confronted with an ailment or a disease or something, and you need that medicine is proven to work, you start to research like what it is that it's doing and so forth, and you start to find out that there's a huge community of doctors and obviously patients and success stories that really push hard on it. Because there's a lot of unfortunately the way the government works is they keep it a Schedule 1 drug, which makes it near impossible to obtain anything for research purposes or get grants or scholarships or anything because it's a criminal offense to do it, right? So then they use that as like a propaganda piece too. It's like, well, there's no evidence to support that it does, all the stuff you say it's doing. And it's like, well, it's because you
can't prove
fuckers don't give us access to the stuff to prove it in a, an academic setting, right?
Sure.
Because that's where most of the research comes from.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of these people that are doing all of this research kind of in their own capacity, in their own labs and stuff. And then you have countries like Israel and stuff that are like really pushing hard on it too. So there's some countries that are focusing on the research and so forth. But the way she's saying is, he's got to take like 100 milligrams. I want to say 100 milligrams of THC a day, like 100 to 500, right? It's like one of those little Chiba Chews, like 25. Chiba Chews. It's like 25 milligrams or whatever. So could you imagine eating like, up to, 500 milligrams worth?
Of THC?
That's just the THC. And then he's got to have like 75 milligrams.
What's the point of treating him with the THC?
Well, I guess the THC and the CBD work together. So one is like an activator of the other or something, and he's got to build himself up. But that's expensive. That's another thing. So this is kind of like, I know this has been a very long story, but the idea is he wants to start growing the medicine at home in like a spare room, right?
Sure.
And then my uncle, my uncle, right? So my uncle's like a pot growing
connoisseur
fiend, right? So he grows pot for dispensaries. So they started already just like the last couple of days with the CBD plant.
It's got the grow up and
and I was like, this is a great opportunity, I think, to explore possibly a business.
Yeah.
Because if you guys can get to the point where you're creating this medical grade CBD, and there's a huge demand for it, it's insane how,
Are they getting it from the same part of the plant, or how do you derive the CBD?
Yeah. So the way I understand it, and I could be completely wrong about this, but
I don't know for sure.
I don't know for sure, but the way I understand this, you harvest the flower, the buds, right? And then what's left is a bunch of stalks and seeds and or whatever, stems and stuff. That's the stuff that has all the CBD in it.
Okay.
So real low in the THC, but really high in the CBD.
Yeah.
So and that's the funny thing too is all of that refuse, right? Like the stalks and the stems. I mean, there should be tons of that shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And they jack the prices like way up. Supply and demand.
Yeah, after I broke my foot, I was on they had me on morphine, they had me on oxycodone, and OxyContin, all three.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and it was just like different intervals at different times. I was supposed to
talk
take
about
each.
blocking the pain, huh?
Yeah, and I was in the hospital for a week.
Oh,
and
wow.
they just had that pumping into me, right? So they sent me home still with OxyContin and oxycodone, right? And that stuff is pretty addictive, I guess.
It sure is.
And so
Painkiller, an opiate.
I started getting CBDs from the medical spot up there in Santa Cruz. And I never felt like I needed
the opiate stuff.
Yeah. And I got off of that pretty much I probably had them for like a month after I got out of the hospital because I had another follow-up surgery.
And I think the pharmaceuticals, the companies that are making the opiate painkillers, I mean those guys are concerned because fentanyl is a extremely addictive painkiller opiate. When there, I think there's a proposition in Arizona for legalization of, I don't know if it's recreational or medicinal, but either way, the manufacturer fentanyl spent, I think,
for recreational use of fentanyl.
No, for marijuana.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I must have jumped around a little bit. So in Arizona, this last election cycle, they were working on legalizing marijuana,
right,
in some capacity, whether it's medical or recreational. The company that manufactures fentanyl, I think they spent almost $1 million advocating to keep it illegal.
Yeah.
Because they were like competition. Yeah, and you're a testimonial right now. You're like, I didn't even need those painkillers.
Yeah, I mean there was a few nights to where it was just really hard to sleep.
Right.
Where that I didn't feel like that helped me very much.
You know what's insane is the amount that they gave you, right? Because they gave you OxyContin, oxycodone. What else did they give you? Morphine.
The morphine was just in the hospital.
And then that was all knocked out by CBD. Like you could, you could tolerate it.
Yeah, I could tolerate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the worst thing I had using the CBDs that I was missing, I guess, from the stronger medicine was just like maybe 3 or 4 nights where I just couldn't sleep. You look happy. Where I just could not sleep.
That's rough.
Yeah. And it was more of just like I could not get comfortable type of thing.
You just toss and turn.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling, man. Since my wife's been gone, my dog has been sleeping with me.
Yeah.
Like I just have, I'm not gonna fight it.
You let your dog in bed?
I know. I used to never do that. But I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll just wash my bed. It's not a big deal. And he's happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
My dogs sleep in my bed.
But it's like so awkward, like trying to sleep. Like I'm not used to having this animal, like his head is like right next to my head. I'm like, okay, this is a little awkward. This is a little uncomfortable.
It's funny. I sleep better. Like if I
do you?
Because I'm so used to my dog sleeping at my feet. Like if Daisy will come up and like drop her head on my leg, for some reason,
you're like, oh, at peace.
Yeah, it puts me at peace.
We're at calm. This is a calm and safe place.
And I know she's not tearing something up.
That's probably what it is.
Right?
It's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Deep down, you're like, okay, I know the dog's in a good place right now.
Yeah.
I can sleep if the dog can sleep. Yeah.
Gus, on the other hand,
that little son of a bitch. 38-year-old Gus.
38-year-old dog. It's unbelievable.
The oldest dog I've ever met in my life. Or known.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And he gets younger by the day.
How old do you think he is, really?
I honestly thought he was 12 when he showed up at our house, and this was like 8 years ago.
God, has it been 8 years?
It's been
Was it the Little Rock house?
Yep. Little Rock House. It's been about 8 years.
Dang. Time moves by pretty fast, doesn't it?
And I thought, I was like, well, he don't have much of a life left. We should keep him.
Yeah.
Because he just showed up out in the
keeps on
desert.
ticking.
All chewed up. His ears even split still from probably a coyote or something got him.
Crazy violent. Nah, I think if a coyote got him, his ass would have been dead.
Maybe another, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe a squirrel got him.
Could you imagine poor little Gus? So Gus is like what is Gus? Like a little wiry chihuahua looking thing?
Yeah, I don't know what he is.
He's like a rat
Gus.
terrier.
He's just a Gus.
I could imagine.
He's white and real wiry.
The adventures of Gus.
He did have some like really funny fangs.
Oh, he sure does.
But they fall out every once in a while, and he's left with none now.
Oh, really? He's losing some teeth? Well, he's an old dog. He's like 38.
He's been losing them. He's been losing them for a while. He like drops one every couple of years.
Oh my God.
I'll see Daisy chewing on something. Like, what do you got? Looks like a tooth.
Oh.
What's sad? What's funny and sad is like Gus. I'll be looking at Gus just randomly throughout the year, right? Mm-hmm. And he'll be like shaking. I'm like, oh man, he's having a stroke. This is it. It'll go for like 3 days in a row. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Poor Gus. And then all of a sudden we'll find a tooth. So it's like
he was just in pain or something.
Yeah. And it's happened several times.
Oh, that poor little guy.
Yeah,
That's
poor little
so
guy.
weird.
No stroke. And now that he's lost all his teeth,
yeah,
he's got more energy than ever. He eats more than he ever did. He eats like twice a day.
Oh, really?
And before, and for years it was hard to get him to eat anything.
That's interesting. Yeah, he's just had bad teeth, I guess. I don't know.
But it honestly seems like he's gotten several years younger in the last 8 years of having him.
By liberating the man's
He probably
mouth.
had a rough life out there in Palmdale, probably.
Yeah, dogs do, man. Yeah, it's so weird. There was in Palmdale they have stories of like dogs.
Dogs do have a hard time in Palmdale.
Well, dogs dogs forming packs out there in the desert, and they're running around and mowing over pedestrians and shit. It happens. Dogs. Yeah. See, the only place I could think of in like modern society where animals will run wild in packs that were previously domesticated, and they're causing crimes.
In Palmdale?
It's Palmdale.
Is this dogs DAWGS?
Oh, this is straight up like that's my old pit bull. Or my neighbor's old pit bull. He used to fight it in the garage, and now it's running wild in the desert. And oh man, not to raise any like sad stories or anything on purpose, but I mean, my grandmother, like what started her like slippery slope to death, was a wild dog. Not a wild dog, but a dog that was like loose.
Wow,
and attacked her.
When did that happen?
Oh man, it was like years ago. Yeah, I mean, it was years ago. But so the dog was loose and attacked her, and she ended up in the hospital because of it. And and then it was, that's what happens to old people.
Yeah,
it's like don't go to the hospital. Whatever you can do.
Wild dogs of Palmdale.
The wild dogs of Palmdale.
My Rottweiler got out there in Little Rock, and it was gone for. Oh man, how long was it gone for? Like a week.
Really?
Tiki.
Holy shit! I bet it's seen some stuff.
Oh man,
Tiki's seen some shit.
Lisa and I put up probably thousands of flyers. Wow. Every single house, all the telephone poles. Finally, somebody in another neighborhood, just a few streets over, saw her just chilling out on the side of the road. They had a van.
Oh really?
Yeah, they stopped. Wow. And the dog got right in the van, and they brought her to us.
That
was a happy day.
So weird.
It was a happy day in the car.
I wonder where Tiki was hanging out for 6 days.
I think she was just running around Little Rock.
Just running around looking for food.
Just lost out there in the desert,
hanging
with the dogs.
This is no world. This is no place
hanging with
for domesticated pets to be on the loose. I'm telling you,
dude. This VR thing is awesome.
Isn't that great?
And I mean, what did this thing run? Like $10, $15?
Like $7 or something.
$7.
Yeah.
Why would anybody pay the big bucks? What advantage do you get?
So
this is a VR headset that we're talking about here.
So that's Google Glass. That's not Google Glass. I'm sorry, Google Cardboard.
Google Cardboard.
Yeah, that's called the Google Cardboard. So,
I had asked Gene because I have an iPhone.
Yeah.
And if they had any kind of VR stuff for it, and then he said, "Oh, I've got this Google Cardboard."
Yeah. Above all offers, my friend Eli owns that company. He sent that to me for Christmas.
Dude, that was awesome. I just tried it out for the first time when I got here, and it works. I mean, pretty much just like your.
It's pretty close, isn't it? Yeah. One thing is it's not very comfortable, right? So your face is going to hurt for after 15 minutes, your face is going to be like.
Yeah, I guess if you're someone who's into gaming or something.
Yeah. And then of course the optics.
Yeah.
You're looking at plastic lenses right there, so they scratch easy, and of course they're probably not set up to be give you the best focus possible.
But I mean, you're spending $7 versus spending.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and no remote. Like the Dreamcast, I think is what they call the one I got for the Pixel. I think it's $80. It's $80 just to buy it.
Oh, for the headset?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad either. I was thinking these things ran like $700.
Oh yeah, you get into the Vive. I'm sorry.
What's the big one called?
You get into the Vive.
Yeah.
I don't know who makes it, but that's just the system itself. The headset and the handles, that's like $700, and the cameras. You still need like a $3,000 Windows computer to run it.
What console are they using?
Yeah, like a Windows computer, and it's
okay.
It's got to be a good one. It can't be a shitty Dell or something.
You'd be loading all the the
Yeah, one of those like Dell computers you get at Staples. Like why does my Vive suck so bad?
That's how all my computers have always been. Because it's like, this computer sucks. I need one that's fast. And I go there and there's like, this one's $400.
Yeah, you end up at Staples getting the shittiest spam.
I am guilty of that.
Malware infested. God, it's like bringing cockroaches home.
It has free Avast for a year.
Free Avast.
Yeah, but this thing is cool. I don't know if there's any. I don't know if they have games.
There's so much to do with that thing. Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions? I mean, I've got a roller coaster app that I've got. That's pretty sweet.
I don't. What did I do with it? Trying to think. I had it for like 15 minutes, and then I got the Dreamcast. Like literally, that came on like the day after Christmas, and then like this one came like the Dreamcast. So I haven't even really played with that one. And the Dreamcast gives you, it's like a whole app. You tried it, so there's all kinds of stuff you can do with that thing. But I bet you can go do the same thing. Go to the App Store and just type in VR and see what you can find. There's a lot of free stuff. Discovery.
Oh, that's cool. That'll keep me.
Pornhub. You can go to Pornhub and type in VR.
Gosh.
It's a whole nother world.
Yeah. Gene speaks from experience.
Yeah, just go to... I read it on Reddit.
Oh, yeah. I still have not used Reddit. I'm living in the past. Yeah. I keep hearing a lot about it.
Oh, you should go check it out.
And the only thing people tell me is it's everything. They have subreddits. They have anything you could think of. And I'm like, I still don't know what Reddit is.
You want to know what rice cooker to get? You want to know how to cook the best rice?
Reddit.
They got a subreddit for it.
Yeah. Is it just meal planning 101?
Yeah.
There's a Reddit for that.
Yeah.
There's an app. Is it the new there's an app for that thing?
Yeah. It's the Reddit.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Is it just a bulletin board?
Reddit's
forums?
pretty cool, man. You should download their app while you're at it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's kind of crazy. I wonder if they have a VR app. Wouldn't that be fun? Well,
on Reddit?
Yeah. Everything's going to be VR someday.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like black and white, It's going to be like one of those things where you're just going to phase out the color or phase out the black and white.
It really looks like you're right, like the helicopter one.
Right?
You could look down at the controls, see your seat, look outside. It's weird.
It's insane. The brain gets tricked really easy.
Yeah.
That's what it is, I think. I think the brain just gets tricked really easy. It's like, holy shit, what's going on here?
It's funny. I watched a lot of the YouTube videos of people using these, and you see like ladies on the couch, and they're like, like leaning over, and I think, oh, come on, and then
you're so full of
when
shit.
I did it there in the kitchen, both of us on that roller coaster one.
The roller coaster is cool. I never even thought about a roller coaster.
I thought I was gonna lose my balance just standing there.
And it's really cool.
It is.
See, what else could we do? That would be super fun, right? So like a roller coaster, obviously it's not going to... It works with this, but we're not moving around, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that great. But if you could be on a tour bus, cruising through a city or something, any city that you'd like to visit, that would be kind of neat, What's that Italian town where it's all water?
Venice.
The
Italian town that's all water.
What about that water? I heard Venice is underwater pretty much all the time, like on a bad level, like in terms of
just the water levels rising
because of the global warming stuff.
solar ice caps have
Yeah,
melting.
they're in a kind of a bad spot over
But it's
there.
raining. It's been raining here for like 3 days.
Ah, what's up with that?
Yeah.
I obviously see no evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it'd be kind of neat to be sitting in a canoe or whatever they want to call their little boats.
What do they call it?
Gondolas, and just kind of cruise through
With the guy
Venice.
singing
Oh
on the
man!
back.
Oh wow! Wouldn't that be something? You got some. Wow!
That would be awesome.
That would
you
be
could just
pretty-
go to Vegas too and go to the Venetian.
Oh, do they have that there?
Yeah, where like all the walls, even the ceiling is painted like the sky.
Ooh, I will have to check that out. I'm going there in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Or
Venetian. It's a nice place.
Venetian. I'm staying at the Palm.
The Palms.
Is that okay?
Palms is nice.
Yeah. It's right next to the Paris, I think, which is where they're having their.
The Palms is off the strip.
Oh, is it?
Down the side.
I don't know where I'm. I hope I didn't mess up my travel arrangements.
Ooh.
I looked at the map and it looked like it was pretty close to where the conference thing I was supposed to be, I'm going to is going to be at.
I mean, it's not far off the strip. It's just not right. It's not one of the ones that's right on the street.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I stayed at Hooters last time. That is the worst place ever to stay in Las Vegas.
I actually don't mind staying
Oh
there.
my God! You actually stay? You got a room there?
I have before.
Oh
yeah.
my God! It's crazy funny.
Well, it wasn't bad at all because it was the cheapest one that
Yeah,
we could
like
find near the strip.
$25, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was just like a Hooters restaurant, but with a room. I mean, the rooms were clean.
Oh, mine wasn't
problem.
clean at all.
Really?
Mine was so ghetto.
I've stayed.
Blood. There was blood on the carpet.
What?
Literally, like blood on the carpet.
It is
You're like,
Vegas.
whoa, you know.
I've stayed at the Howard Johnson's, which is right next door to Hooters, several times.
Yeah.
Because I've been down there. I probably for Choice Centers when I had to do this.
Yeah. Okay.
No, because I was staying
No,
at
it's
the.
way too downtown.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just
Well,
probably having
sometime.
having a good time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But Howard John, like when the rest of Vegas is too booked or ridiculously priced. Yeah, I've stayed at the Hojo a few times.
The Hojo.
And that place is kind of a little sketchy walking in and out there at night.
Oh
But
man, yeah.
It didn't seem, Hooters didn't seem bad.
Yeah. There was
I
a
didn't
dude.
have blood in my room.
Yeah, it's so funny. I've never stayed at like such a shitty room.
Really?
Stayed at a hotel with such a shitty room, and when you build it, like you go to Home Depot, and you're thinking about building a fence, and you get some like 1x2s or 1x4s or something,
Yeah.
so you can make a picket fence. Well, like that was what they were like decking the room out in. Like it was like the trim and everything around like the windows. It's like part of the furniture and stuff.
Yeah, they definitely have like this wood
And I thought
style.
and I was like,
right?
oh, that's kind of smart because you could put cheap shit in your rooms, make it super ghetto, but then say that's the theme.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're looking for. That's what we're going for.
So you said that was the shittiest room you've ever stayed in.
Yeah,
right?
that's pretty bad.
So you and I have stayed at the Brookdale Lodge.
That's pretty ghetto too.
And those rooms were pretty bad. I mean,
I would
at
say
the
that's pretty
time.
bad. Like those are borderline safety like hazard.
at the Brookdale Lodge,
Yeah,
definitely. Because
yeah.
remember the staircase that was like broken? Like, you said- Yeah. I mean, the place is shut down now, but it was open when we went there twice, like several years apart, and had the same problem.
Say like nothing changed, right?
Nothing changed.
Yeah, maybe the owners.
So the
changed.
room, the room, I'm surprised that Hooters was that bad.
It was pretty funny. Well, and I think you have to preface it with, walking into these really nice hotels,
Well, you're used to a Vegas standard.
a Vegas standard, and yeah, definitely. It's almost like living in a trailer park, and you don't want to let anybody know you live in a trailer park because when you go to like these affiliate summits. Especially in Las Vegas, what they'll do is a lot of these networks and stuff like Eli's network, right?
Yeah.
They'll rent out like a suite in one of these hotels, right? And they're like 15, 20 grand a night.
Wow.
For a suite, and they're really nice. And throw parties. So you go there and you can hit like all these parties, really beautiful like suites, and you're on top like rooftop parties and stuff, and
High class.
yeah, and then so when you look at that and you're like, okay, I'm having all this fun, and I go back to my room and it's like fucking Hooters, and I paid $24
Home of the
for
dollar
it.
Budweisers from
Yeah.
4 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, I had to at least upgrade it a little bit this year. Yeah, I was like, okay, I thought I could camp, like, push comes to shove, a $25 room, how bad can it get?
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, no big deal. But then I've seen it, and I'm like, yeah, I think I could.
Was it actually $25?
I think it was like $25. I was whining about it because I was like, I can't believe I spent $60 a night for this room, right? And I found out, it turns out I spent like $60 for the whole trip. It was like 60 or $70. It's so funny.
That's not bad.
Oh, no way. Yeah, I mean, for the price, it was amazing. And it's Hooters.
You gonna get some hot wings while you're there?
Got some hot wings, yeah. Most definitely. Yeah, anyway, so the Palm.
The Palms.
It's called the Palms, right? Palms?
Palms.
Yeah.
That's like a popular, like, night
Palms?
Is it? They got some clubs.
How old
and
is
stuff
it?
there. I don't know, maybe 20 years old, something.
20 years old, the
I
Palms.
think the Playboy Club is there.
Really?
Club.
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner.
He's got to be pretty old, huh? He's got to be like in his 90s? 80s?
90s maybe? I don't know.
I know they throw big parties and stuff at the mansion.
Yes, they do.
At the mansion.
He's well known for that. Those big parties.
I wonder if he gets tired of his old lifestyle, doing the same shit. I think people get sick. I mean, I know I do. I don't care what it is. I get sick of anything if I do it long enough.
I wonder what he does all day, every day. You just lay around in his
robe.
He's just smoking cigars.
He's just there with his captain's hat on, and girls are dancing around, and he's just like.
I wonder if that's his life or if that's his like show. His put on.
Well, that's my thing. I'm like, if he's probably been doing this for since he's 19 or something, probably. So like 60 years.
I guess at some point it just becomes who you are.
Yeah. But man, it's like it's Friday night and you have all these women and you and I are probably like, oh, this is amazing, right?
Yeah.
But to him, he's like, I just want to sleep.
He probably doesn't even attend most of the parties.
Yeah, probably, right.
They just happen there.
He has his special lady friends do all the work.
Yeah.
The guy's been married to like playmates, like constantly.
Oh yeah.
His whole life, even. It's got to be weird. It's probably like weird, like Scientology is weird. Like the deeper you go, the deeper into the religion you go, into the Playboy Mansion you go. The wackier it becomes. He's got like 6 women. And he's like, dude, you're like 90 years old and you're banging 6 chicks at the same time, and it's all part of the initiation process. So you could be a Playmate of the Month. Is that what's really going on here?
The ultimate prize. Get a full page spread.
Yeah. I don't know how he can keep it up though. He's crazy.
I don't know how he keeps it up either.
Literally. Oh man, how you feeling? I'm feeling amazing.
Feeling good.
Oh my God.
Feeling good. This Rockstar energy drink is kicking in. I'm waking up. I always get tired on the drives over here. I'm always like pumped,
kicking and screaming.
And it's like an hour and a half in traffic and stuff. And I'm like, I'm so tired when I get here. So that's why we're always drinking Rockstar.
Oh man,
because he's got plenty of it in his success fridge.
It definitely helps with the. I got to drink some water.
Drink that water.
Oh man, not to get back to that meal plan. I noticed myself personally, like the last few months, not a few months, few weeks. It's been cold, and man, just trying to eat all that food. It's been really hard. Yeah, it's been really hard. Water too, like I drink a gallon a day.
Yeah, I've been drinking more water. Trying to.
I look at the 6 o'clock, 6:30 rolls around, and I look and I'm like, man, I just finished off like a liter. That was it.
I've got my big Nalgene I've been trying to take around with me.
Yeah.
We need to go camping, dude.
Oh yeah.
It was like week 6. We should pick a date.
We should.
I have probably like a week off of work because they're reworking the course.
Oh, nice. So when is that?
Somewhere like right in the middle of January.
So I'll be gone. I'll be gone for the Vegas thing till like the 17th.
You fascist.
Fascism. But we should go in like the week or so after that.
Okay.
Go someplace close, I think. Pinnacles, maybe.
Yeah.
That's relatively close, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we can find a spot. From there to Big Sur.
We could do Pfeiffer. We can go down to Big Sur.
Pfeiffer would be good, but I don't know if we could get a spot.
Oh, really? Even in the dead winter like this, when it's freezing cold?
Let's try it.
We should try to Pfeiffer. We could have a fire and a tent, and for some reason, I just picture us out there suffering. I'm just like, this is gonna be miserable. It's freezing ass cold winter.
Camping is great. It will be cold.
We're not gonna plan for the weather, so it may rain.
I'll plan for the weather.
Okay.
I've got all my outdoor camping.
Well, worst
clothes.
case scenario, I have my automobile.
I have backups.
Yeah.
I'll let you
Right.
borrow my.
Are you getting
rain
up? What are you doing?
No, I'm
Stretching? These chairs suck, don't they?
stretching my back.
Don't.
Getting up.
You getting up?
I got to take this phone call, and then I'm gonna get ice cream.
That guy's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Good guy.
I like Steven.
Good guy.
He's like, we're missing Steven tonight. I wish he was here. It'd be cool. But, oh well. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
He'll have stories for us.
He's out gathering.
He's out
stories.
doing his social stuff.
Yeah.
He's social experiments.
Yeah. So his positive propaganda.
That's right. It's positive propaganda with Steven. And he'll come back and report for us.
Does he play music too? Plays.
No, he's really into Reggie Watts.
Oh, yeah. He mentioned Reggie Watts last time.
Yeah. I think he for the first time realized that he could be creative. He could express himself orally.
AURL.
No, he after watching Reggie Watts, he felt inspired. He's like, well, I could probably speak into a microphone and record some stuff and loop it and like be creative.
Yeah.
And so he's been doing that a lot with his friends. And he told me, he's like, I don't know how to play any instruments, but I can do all of this stuff. And he's like, it's like a new thing for him. He's super excited.
Oh, that's cool.
He's making music,
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, making music. So
Reggie Watts is awesome.
that guy, I never really had a chance to sit down and watch a 45-minute or, performance of him. And, that guy's so smart, so good at what he does.
Quite a character.
And, it's so funny because it seems like it's one of those things most people, I know myself, would probably not discount, but I would think, okay, this isn't the right way.
Yeah.
Like his jokes. His jokes are just runoffs. He just kind of runoffs.
It's hard to describe what he does.
Yeah, he's interesting.
I don't know if he's a comedian. I don't know if he's an artist. I don't know if he's a musician.
He's everything. Yeah, that's what's so great about him. And I think what he does is he takes a lot of the stuff that most people would probably discount and throw away because, other people aren't doing it.
Yeah.
Right. And he puts the magnifying glass on it, and he gets really good at amplifying it.
And everything's different because he's just making shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really liked it, and he's got like a TED Talk, and
does he really?
lots of performances on YouTube.
I'd like to see his
some
TED
short ones and some long ones. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's creative. Anyway, that's what Steven's been up to. He feels like
Reggie Watts.
he's into Reggie Watts right now,
Yeah.
so he's doing the Reggie Watts thing with his friends.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Good for him.
digging it, and it's funny. It's like the last 10 days. I've been off the last 10 days, and I've just been focused on my hobbies too. So a lot of music, and I feel like I made a lot of progress in music, which is really nice.
It's always good, especially after long lulls, because you kind of get like, me, I get tired of playing the same songs, and then when I pick up my guitar, some of them will come out and I'm like, oh, I don't even feel like playing.
Well, I ask myself a lot of times, I'm like, well, why is it that it's so hard to like learn a song, right? And then memorize, when you memorize a song and you don't really take it in, it's easy to forget it.
Yeah.
Right? So some people can just, they've got like hundreds of songs up there that they can just whip out.
Yeah.
So why? So I'm always asking myself, I'm like, what is it that they're doing that allows them to do that?
I think they're just doing it more.
Maybe that's all it is. Yeah.
'Cause we spread ourselves so thin with all of our hobbies.
I just can't seem to be that focused long enough. Yeah. That's my problem. I get burned out on it. I'm like, fuck, it's kind of, I'm over it.
Yeah. Well, you have to go through a lot of frustrations playing music. It's like, you try to learn a song with me, and then I play it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then when you finally get it down good and memorized, you don't want to hear the damn thing anymore.
Oh, so true. That's another big.
And then
big
getting
problem.
to that point is frustrating because you got to work through all your screw ups and how to perfect yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's another thing I'm still struggling with is like trying to identify like what it is I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
What makes me so unique? What makes you unique as a musician? Like, and how can you, once you find it, mold it into something that's you, not only you, but and people
That
like.
sounds good.
Yeah, people are like totally into it. I think it's what makes a good artist too in a lot of ways.
But you have to make a song that pleases yourself, right? It's like we were talking
That's
about
a good
with,
one. Yeah.
Kevin Smith and his movies. He was
Yeah.
mentioning that.
I hear that a lot too.
Yeah.
I took that Dead Mouse course on the master class, and he's he's same thing. It's like what made him who he is today was he was listening to all this music, and I'm probably gonna super botch this, but club. He was kind of in the club scene a little bit with respect to the music, but most of the club music was all kind of like these major chords, and everything's kind of like happy, joy, go lucky. And he's like, where are the minors? Where's the kind of like, where's the angry? Where's the, where's the sadness,
feeling,
the sorrow, the feeling, the emotion, And so he started throwing together his stuff and changing up the chord progressions a little bit, so they had that feeling. But the problem is, right, most of the DJs, I think, or music makers, electronic music makers, couldn't really make it work, right? So then they stuck to what worked or what they felt would work. What set Dead Mouse apart was he was able to make it work, right? So he was able to kind of like go into these minor...
He figured it out.
Yeah, these minor chords and stuff, and stretch them out, and kind of like set him up. So he's been doing it ever since. But
I wouldn't know him if I heard him. Never listened to him. I need to give it a go.
You probably would know the music. You probably wouldn't know it was Dead Mouse, but you'd be like, oh yeah, I've heard that song before.
Okay.
Same with Skrillex. There's like another guy that's like done some really good electronic music.
I listen to very little electronic music.
I was thinking about it the other day. You remember like in high school, like when electronic music was kind of
like
becoming
Fat
a
Boy
thing.
Slim or something like that,
Right. There was always this, I carried this with me too, this idea that like they weren't real musicians, because they didn't like bang a drum or blow into a pipe or
just
strum
spinning a record.
Yeah.
Playing with an equalizer.
And I was thinking about it just the other night. I was like, man, you know what? They're like musicians on a whole nother level because they're not limited by like an instrument. Yeah. Like most of us playing guitar and stuff, we're just like we're stuck by. But no, it's like
I have no idea. I look at those guys. I have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. They're programming. That's all they're doing. They're programming in software.
Yeah.
And the shows are all kind of like they're just shows. They're performances. Yeah. They're not literally like making the music happen I
saw a video the other day, and this guy had this big soundboard up, and he was at like a wedding.
Yeah.
And he was doing, he was playing.
Right.
And then they zoom up on like the output
to see what he's doing.
Yeah. And there was nothing plugged into the output. It wasn't even plugged into the wall. It was just like you can see where the cord is supposed to go.
It's all going to his eye. It's coming out of his iPhone.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah. Oh my god. But that's it though. It's all a performance. That's why Paris Hilton can DJ and make like $50,000.
What is this thing with Mariah Carey? Did you see it?
I have no idea, man. What's going on?
I guess there was a big performance the other day. I don't know what it was when she was on, but
the New Year's. The New Year's thing. The New Year's thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it was a debacle, right?
I guess. I don't know what happened though.
I think the music screwed up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then she was caught like lip syncing.
Oh.
And she got so mad that she ended up just like running off the stage.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I think she's trying to blame Dick Clark Productions for like
doing a shitty job. Well, they probably
or like doing it on purpose.
They spent all. Oh, really? I bet they spent the entire budget for that whole performance on Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
And they didn't have enough money left over for a tech guy to make sure shit works.
We had to stick within our budget.
Yeah.
We were hoping you were going to sing for real, Mariah.
It's like the good news is we got Mariah Carey. The bad news is we don't have anybody else to make Mariah Carey look like Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the problem.
I mean, does anybody even really actually perform at these like big live events anymore? I just figured they're all lip syncing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care.
I don't really care.
It's all a show, right? It's all performance.
I mean, if I go to a concert, local.
Oh yeah.
I want them to be playing instruments,
Yeah, that's important. But
like the Super Bowl and stuff like that, I seriously doubt that. The
sound and just the chaos. I mean, that's a big production, right? I mean, that's a major production. So the sound, it's got to come off polished. It's going to be on TV. It's going to be recorded. It's going to be. archived.
But
You know,
on that same note, it seems like it'd be risky to lip sync it as well, because like
well, you run into those problems with
you got to be perfectly timed with your own voice. Right?
Ashley Simpson on Saturday Night Live,
yeah.
right? That was like an epic flop right there, where he got busted for that. I think that was like if I remember correctly, it was like the wrong song or something.
Something, yeah.
Got started off on the wrong song. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I mean, I would think, yeah, it probably does have a lot to do with the size of the venue.
Yeah.
Or like the nip slip with
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson, right? You know, that's an interesting, like that's a crazy story, right? Because was that an accident?
I think there's a lot of people that don't think it was.
Really?
More of a
Yeah.
publicity
So,
stunt, but who knows?
You know, I think it's like okay, so it's a publicity stunt, right? But it's one of those situations where I think like you have the production trying to control everything.
Yeah.
And
we got to make this an epic show that no one will forget.
Yeah, and you end up, and I could see them going, you got to lip sync it. We don't want you really singing this, you know?
I think that's where the term wardrobe malfunction came from.
That's right. That was a whole new
Opened up a whole new era.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Janet Jackson.
The old nip slip.
And then what was the next one?
I was so excited to see that nip too.
Yeah.
Man.
And then they had Britney Spears kiss Madonna. That was like the next.
That was the next big thing on stage.
They always have to have some sort of thing to talk about in the news.
Yeah. Yeah. They tamed it down quite a bit though for like the Super Bowl.
I don't even know who was at the Super Bowl last year.
I don't know.
I don't even watch football.
I have no comment there either. Sir, I don't know anything. I don't even know who was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit. God damn it.
I'm not one of those people. You know what? The worst thing the thing that makes me not like football is all the football fans that are yelling and screaming in restaurants, you know, when it's football time of year. They just get too excited. They need to calm the hell down.
Has this thing like stayed here like the whole time?
No, it's been moving.
Has it? Okay.
We're having a malfunction, folks. This time it's at the end of our show.
I don't know what's going on, man.
Oh, the lines are still moving.
There we go.
That's our checker.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I've been switching between cameras, and I look down there, and I see.
Is it working?
I'm like, God damn it, my buttons aren't working. We need a technician.
Problem solved.
We need a technician.
Half the entertainment's all the screw ups.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
I don't know. As long as you're okay with them, I'm okay with them.
That's what's entertaining.
Oh man. Well, hey, let's call this. You cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
All right. So that was this is episode 11.
Episode 11. We've already done half as many podcasts as we did with
I'm impressed.
Carolore, and that took us years.
Isn't it something? That's something. That's.
And we put a lot less work into it.
Man, this is so much more fun.
Yeah. All right. What do you want to talk about today?
Whatever. I don't know. Hey, how can people find you?
At Maxx on the Rocks.
Nice.
That's 2X.
That's Instagram.
That's the Instagram.
I'm getting more into Instagram.
I like Instagram.
I haven't really started using it, but I do get it now. Like before, it was like, okay, this place where you're sharing pictures, but people are really using it from like a photo album perspective.
Yeah.
And then of course being able to comment and everything. So yeah, I'm kind of into it. I can't stand Facebook anymore. It's completely off my phone now.
I hate Facebook.
They're still like sending me fucking notifications. Literally
it's just too invasive for me,
dude.
You know, just way too much. I just don't want to.
Oh man, I'm getting.
It's my
SMS
Rolodex.
messages.
Is basically what Facebook is for me now. It's my Rolodex.
Yeah. Anyway, so got rid of those guys. So Maxx on the Rocks for Instagram.
That's right.
I'm C12 Gene, so you can get me on Instagram at C12 Gene. I'm gonna start using it a little bit more too. Just gotta take pictures. Okay, cool. Anyway,
that's a wrap.
Awesome.